The flight to DNC was routine, except for the quiet bearded man in 12A wearing a tactical cap. Suddenly, the pilot announced a security escort, 2 F-35 fighter jets while passengers pressed against windows to snap photos. The man calmly dialed a number. Seconds later, the lead pilot's voice crackled over the frequency. "Iron Fist, is that you?" The passenger smiled faintly. "Affirmative. Just heading to DC, boys." A stunned pause followed. "Holy, it's really him." The squadron realized they weren't just escorting a plane. They were escorting the most decorated SEAL of the Iraq War. Where are you watching the story from? Let us know in the comments. If this journey of valor touched you, consider subscribing to Silent Veterans. And help us give a voice to more incredible stories of our silent veterans. United Airlines Flight 237. Cruising at 35,000 foot over Arizona. The Boeing 737 cut through thin air at 550 mph, making the 5-hour journey from San Diego International Airport to Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport. Inside, 147 passengers settled into modern air. Travel's monotony, scrolling phones, watching seatback screens, reading, or staring out windows at endless clouds below. It was 2:15 p.m. on a Thursday afternoon in late September. The sun blazed through starboard windows, casting golden light across rows of blue fabric seats. The cabin smelled of recycled air, coffee from beverage service, and the faint chemical scent of jet fuel that always permeated commercial aircraft. In seat 12A, window seat in economy, row 12 on the left side, sat Commander Michael Iron Fist Carver. Michael was 43 years old, though the lines around his eyes and gray in his thick beard made him look older. He was built like a middleweight fighter, 6 feet tall, 195 pounds of lean, functional muscle from years carrying heavy gear through hostile territory. His dark brown hair was cut short beneath a tan tactical cap, with a subdued American flag patch. He wore a dark gray Hyundai Arour shirt with a black American flag on the left sleeve, faded jeans, and well-worn Salomon tactical boots. His forearms, visible below rolled-up sleeves, were covered in intricate tattoos, military unit insignias, coordinates, dates, and a trident on his right forearm marking him as a Navy SEAL. But to passengers around him, he was just another guy, maybe former military. The bearing, build and haircut gave that away, but nothing special. Just another veteran on a flight home. Michael stared out the window at Arizona desert 35,000 feet below. His expression distant. He wasn't seeing Arizona. He was seeing Romani, Fallujah, Mosul, places where he'd spent years, lost brothers, done things that 309 still woke him at 3 a.m. in cold sweats.
Danger!
He'd been medically retired from the Navy SEALs 8 months ago after taking shrapnel in his left leg during a classified Syria operation. Surgeons saved the leg, but his days as an operator were over. No more breaching doors. No more direct action missions. No more leading men into the breach. Now he flew commercial to Washington, D.C. for a Pentagon ceremony. Some award he didn't want for an operation he couldn't talk about in front of people who'd never understand what it cost. He'd rather be invisible. In the seat beside him, 12B, the middle seat, sat a nervous businessman in his 50s, typing frantically on a laptop, occasionally glancing at Michael with the discomfort people feel when sitting next to someone who looks dangerous. In 12C, the aisle seat sat a young woman in her 20s, earbuds in, watching a movie on her iPad, completely oblivious. Michael preferred it that way. Anonymous, forgotten, just another passenger. The flight attendant, a friendly woman in her 40s named Linda, came by with the beverage cart. "Can I get you anything, sir?" "Coffee, black." "Thank you." Of course, she poured, handed him a small plastic cup. "Heading to D.C. for business or pleasure?" "Business," Michael said. Simply, his tone polite but final, signaling he didn't want conversation. Linda got the message and moved on. Michael sipped his coffee and returned his gaze to the window. The Arizona desert stretched endlessly below. Red rock, sparse vegetation, the occasional highway cutting through wasteland. Beautiful in its harsh way. His phone buzzed. A text from Captain Jake Morrison, his former team leader and closest friend. "You on the flight? Pentagon ceremony is at 1800 tomorrow. 5:06. Don't be late and don't skip it. Admiral's orders." Michael typed back. "I'm on it. Relax." Jake's response. "You better be. You earned this, brother. Let them honor you." Michael didn't respond. He pocketed the phone and closed his eyes, trying to sleep, trying to quiet the noise in his head. That's when the pilot's voice came over the intercom. "The escort. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Captain Rodriguez from the flight deck." The cabin quieted. Passengers looked up from phones and tablets. Something in the pilot's tone, calm, but carrying tension, commanded attention. "We've just been informed by air traffic control that we're being escorted by 2 United States Air Force F-35 fighter jets as part of a routine security protocol. This is standard procedure and there is no cause for alarm. Please remain seated with seatbelts fastened. We'll provide updates as necessary." The intercom clicked off. For a moment. 6:06. Silence, then chaos erupted. "Fighter jets. Why?" someone shouted. "Is there a threat?" a woman asked, voice high with panic. "Are we being hijacked?" another passenger said, pulling out her phone. Passengers flooded toward windows, pressing faces against small oval panes. Phones out, trying to get pictures. Michael stayed seated, but turned to look out his window. And there they were. 2 F-35A Lightning II fighters, the most advanced stealth multi-role fighters in the UDS military, flying in. Visible weapons, but he knew they carried A-120AM Rams and AI-9 Sidewinders. Internally, this wasn't training. This was a live intercept. "Holy shit," the businessman beside him whispered, craning his neck to see. "Why are fighter jets escorting us?" Michael 7:26 didn't answer. His mind ran through possibilities. Security protocol could mean anything. Suspicious activity, credible threat, or someone important on board. Or maybe Michael pulled out his phone and opened a secure messaging app. One only military personnel with proper clearances could access. He scrolled through contacts and found Lieutenant Colonel Sarah Chen, an Air Force officer he'd worked with on joint operations in Afghanistan. She was stationed at Nellis Air Force Base in Nevada, not far from where they were flying. He typed, "Sarah, you know anything about F-35s escorting United 237 out of San Diego?" Response came in seconds. "Holy Mike, that's your flight." "Yeah, I just got the alert. Stand by." Michael waited, expression calm but mind racing. Around him, passengers were losing composure. Some crying, some filming, some demanding answers from flight attendants who clearly had no more information. Linda tried calming people. Everyone, please return to seats. The captain said, this is routine. There's no danger. Routine. A man shouted. Fighter jets aren't routine. Michael's phone buzzed. Sarah. Again. Mike, I just talked to the squadron. They were scrambled because of a VIP security protocol. Someone on your flight is flagged as high value. They're not saying who, Angie, but Mike, are you traveling under your real name? Michael. Typed yes. Why? Because your name is flagged in every military database as Iron Fist. If ATC ran the passenger manifest and saw your name, Mike, they might have scrambled those fighters for you. Michael stared at the message. That didn't make sense. He was retired. Nobody